You've got a story in Business Week titled "Trump's Washington is Kicking Silicon Valley's Butt." How so?
Yeah, there was this sort of meme that came out around the protests around the Trump immigration stuff in February that was like Silicon Valley is going to be this key source of protest. What happened last week, while sort of no one was paying attention, is the Trump administration basically killed this thing called the International Entrepreneur Rule. And this was a very modest sort of bit of immigration reform that would have allowed an entrepreneur to basically stay in the U.S. visa-free. It's something that people in the Valley, especially venture capitalists, have been pushing for years and years, since 2009. And, you know, it's one of these like inoffensive measures. You think it would be relatively, you know, uncontroversial, had bipartisan support, and, you know, with barely a whimper, it was killed. And it's possible, yeah, that the Silicon Valley will be able to, you know, move somewhere on immigration reform, but right now it seems like a lot of these efforts that they've put forward. There's a new thing from Mark Pincus and Reid Hoffman. Sam Altman of Y Combinator has one. You know, haven't really caught much traction, and that's kind of the point I was trying to make.
So Dick Costolo, the former CEO of Twitter, was on the show a couple weeks ago and said, look, Trump may be meeting with tech leaders, but it doesn't appear that he's actually listening. Would you agree?
Yeah, and I think there's some question of, you know, at a certain point, like, why are you going to these meetings if it's just resulting in a bunch of humiliating photos and not much else? I do think, you know, if this thing that Elon Musk is talking about, you know, were to happen, I mean, I think you'd have to look at that as well. That would be an instance where engagement has paid off. But so far, it seems like, you know, Silicon Valley has come to the Trump administration wanting to talk about immigration, wanting to you know, and it hasn't gone anywhere. Basically, Trump has gone in the exact opposite direction.